for games tends to be more sort of situational, state-driven than music for film, in the sense that you don't score to picture. You're generally creating music that goes with certain game states, emotions that you'll be experiencing as you play the game. EA wanted to have music build up in stages, so you may go from a kind of low-key, atmospheric state of tension to full-on combat. Most of them go in 4 stages, so we'll start with stage 1, which is the sort of tension layer. Then we'll introduce stems to that, so there'll be perhaps percussion, then the orchestra, then the choir, so you're sort of building up a texture as you play the game. These stages will be cross-faded, so that it gives the effect of having this music sort of grow out of the stage that precedes it, and it's very, very seamless.
We've got 12 cues this afternoon and 13 this evening, and a slightly different orchestra. This one is brass heavy. We have no woodwind this afternoon. And we have a lovely juicy brass section. We've got 2 tenor trombones, 1 bass trombone. We've got a contrabass trombone, which is a fantastic instrument. We have a chimbasa and we have a tuba. And then we've got 3 trumpets, and over there we've got 6 French horns. So it's going to be fantastic sound. Everything will be to a click track because it has to be fitted exactly to what's already pre-recorded.
I'm sending sound out to the conductor. He needs to hear what's going on in here. He's hearing the mix that I'm hearing in his headphones also. But everybody's getting a click track. It's like a metronome. What I do is I select the microphones, I put them out there, so I make the decision what mics to put where. Choosing the right microphone for the right job is very important. We have a huge brass section on this project, and we have a sort of normal-sized string section. And in the low brass section, we have a contrabass trombone. That's the lowest trombone you can find. A lot of air blowing into it, so you have to have special players who can play it. I think our player today is really, really good. And they have a very characteristic sound, and I think the challenge is to capture the sound of these instruments.
I'm the audio director on the game, so I am responsible for all the audio within the project. So whether it's music, sound effects, speech, basically I'm responsible for that.
I'm a technical sound designer, and my task is to integrate the music into the game. We put a lot of effort into getting the combat music right this time around.
Because in quite a lot of games you'll find with combat music, as soon as you enter combat it'll start, and then you kill somebody and it stops. And then you get to another person and it starts, and then it stops, and we didn't want to have that jerky feel. We wanted it to feel more smooth as you went through the game.
Is that the music in-game behaves as if you would track lay to a piece of video, so that when the player plays it, it feels to him like he is in a movie, and the music just flows along what he's doing, basically. And that's why we came up with this solution for the combat music.
games are linear sequences in the game, so it's just like a film, you know exactly what's going to happen, it always happens at the same point. So the music can actually be track laid specifically for that scene, so exactly 2 seconds, Ron's going to throw something on the floor, you know exactly where the hit points are. We've got the combat, which is truly interactive. We've got the cutscenes, which is really specifically linear. And then we've got the Flight to the Burrows, which is a linear bit of gameplay. So we sort of know the order in which things happen, but we don't know how long it takes between those events. So that's a mixture of one-shot sequences that are specific and this sort of like looping system to get you to the next spot. We're recording the choir tomorrow, and then we're going to a mixing week where we're going to take the pre-mixes that Jim's already done, which is the synth stuff, mix it in with this orchestral session. So he'll then deliver back the mixes, and then they're given to you.
Yes, and then I will trigger them. So put them. We have a nice little system which calls certain musical sections depending on events that we get from the game, and that's basically what I'm implementing, and just make it sound as smooth and as natural as possible, or as I said before, as movie-like as possible.
How did you find the score?
There was quite a lot to do, actually.
There was. I seem to remember there being quite a few notes. It felt as if we had something to play, which is a great thing. You don't sit there getting bored. It was real, something, yeah, something you can, get your teeth into without it being too stressful. I don't remember it being too stressful.
It wasn't too stressful. There were quite a few sections in 7/8, weren't there?
Yes.
So seven quavers in each bar. Yeah, I mean, it would set a listener on edge, whether they're a musician or not, because it's just human instinct, isn't it? If you hear something in that time signature, you think, "Ooh, that doesn't make me feel relaxed. That makes me feel on edge. That makes me feel worried, scared, or whatever." I haven't even seen the game yet, but I'll imagine that's a scary bit. It was a bit for me. Yeah.
Are you gamers at all?
Well, yeah. My wife isn't too happy about it, actually. It's something I try to do not too much.
Musicians, we're all addictive personalities, because that's why we sat in practice rooms for years and years and practice. So translate that onto computer gaming, and I mean, my own experience is that I sort of make myself not play too much at all now. I've got a Mac laptop, which I've got the odd game on. Got a Commodore 64, still got that. Brilliant. It's in the loft.
I've still got Spectrum.
Have you? Yeah. Might be worth something though.
Both of them.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, occasionally. But it'd be very interesting to see the game. I mean, I don't play that much. I'll probably be completely rubbish, but it'll blow me away, I'm sure.
It's getting crazy!
Do you want me to take care of him, Christian?
I'm fine, thanks. It's good. I do feel a bit tense from that music now.
Go somewhere where you're not hit, because you can recover. Yeah, if you're in cover somewhere.
You've got a limited amount of music that you've looped. How much music roughly have you managed to stretch out so that it will take as long as it takes us to do this level?
For example, in this level, it should be about 3-4 minute piece.
That's amazing.
That is looping around,
yes.
And it then goes into
And
basically, so more or less, if you want, every bit of combat is its own remix of the music.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You have to find
a nice level between music and sound effects. And in terms of mixing, sometimes it's nice to give way to, for example, spell effects or spell sounds or something. Then we duck the music for that moment of, of the spell firing. This is, for example, something sound effects versus music. So on Dementors we decided, let's hear them loud and proud.
I can hear some high strings in the background over the explosions.
Yes, exactly. Something that's slowly sneaked in.
That's gone on to a different level with the music then. You hear the strings.
Yes.
What in the programme has decided, because we're sort of going around not doing terribly well.
The number of enemies,
right?
Which is there we are.
Yeah. Right, so you're in more trouble.
Exactly. We've entered stage 1 here. You're about to die.
Oh,
you have died.
It's well done.
Thanks.
Fantastic. You know, when you're really through the floor, so it's terrific.